Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Essentials TF coverage of the poLAND.tf 2024 LAN qualifiers. Here we do have two teams battling it out for that first place. It is going to be NANDEM versus POUNDLAN, and the team that does come out victorious here gets himself a ticket straight into that, that LAN. Well, POUNDLAN will have to go into that crunch time, those last knockout stages. So really you want to get in here and get in safely. But tonight I am joined by Antimation on production, and it is going to be Ben P out on the other mic. How are you doing, Ben?
Very good, yeah. So everyone thinks I'm called Ben Poland. Now we're doing the Poland qualifiers. It's sort of meant to be, right? Yeah, like you say, it's groups of four for the group stage. Both of these two teams, POUNDLAN and NANDEM, they've both handily dealt with their other opposition. So they're both sitting top of their group. But yeah, the winner of this one goes through, and the loser will, I think, guaranteed be going into that sort of repechage kind of bracket for the final spots. But yeah, there was so much interest for this LAN that yeah, they've had to run a bit of an impromptu qualifier before the event comes up because yeah, there was just so many teams wanting to play in it, which is I guess a great sign for the scene.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a super competitive LAN that's coming up. It is going to be in February, last weekend of February, so do look out for that. Anyone who's looking to see the full games in the future, I think we got 9 Prem quality teams, if not a couple more, in these brackets who have come in a little last minute. So it should be some really solid games. 16 teams overall. So we are going to have some super high quality games. But we just wanted to give everyone a little taster with this first game here of NANDEM versus POUNDLAN.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about these two rosters. I'm going to start out with NANDEM because they're sort of coming in. I know you're saying there's like 9 Prem quality teams and stuff. Well, I guess NANDEM, from what I can see based on their ETF2 performance, they're about as good as you can be without being in that pool. They've actually won every single map that they've played in Div 1 this season. Currently coming in top of the table, and maybe a couple of changes to their roster. They've got Osvaldo coming in on flank scout, I believe, and they're going to be having Kuna coming in as a demo merc. But yeah, other than that, it's the same roster, and yeah, very high expectations for them.
Yeah, super strong roster. As you said, they've had some great games this season, undefeated thus far. Still got their finals to go, but they'll be looking to take that spot and definitely be competitive in the LAN. I'm going to say when they do get in, because I have a slight feeling that even if they do lose this game, they should get through those qualifiers. It is going to be all of the second place teams battling it out, and only one loser of that overall. So you just need to win one game, and you're in essentially. But I can have a little look over on this POUNDLAN team. It's going to be Tob and Lupus. Some Div 2, Div 1 scouts. Tob doing quite well this season in Div 2, looking like he should be winning that. Rounding off the roster is going to be Hoy and Eon Nakari on Demo Man, and it is going to be Dummy murking in for POUNDLAN here, finishing off that roster. But we are starting right away here on our first map of Snakewater, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely, and no waiting around, no messing about. As the two demo men walking all the way up and getting ready to engage in this spam fest. See what these two teams have in store for us. Seems like both sides are sort of feeling each other out for now. No one's pulled the trigger just yet any aggression, but never mind. Blank going to jump up in high, and Hull gets taken down as well on the soldier. And yeah, looking very good so far for NANDEM as they're 2 picks up and jumping even deeper in. It looks like the demo man might be getting taken down as well. So 3 picks for free. What a mid-fight, and yeah, they're just calm and collected and just marching on forwards.
Yeah, they just seem to win the spam and aggression battle there a little bit. It was a bit unlucky. The Blank did not go down there with his aggressive bomb, just managed to surf away out of that damage. Losing Akari there means you just have to leave to last on the side of POUNDLAN. It looks like the aggression doesn't stop here. It's Phoenix is already in, trying to get some cap time straight on Lars. Near pixel perfect. Can anyone stop him? They are getting some players on point, but just the sheer amount of cap time there is going to be a little bit scary as a bomb does come in from Blank. He just wants to go for this point, can't get anything else, and they do lose one more player during this as well, so that's now 3 down for the
valiant
side.
effort though, right? They got so much cap time, but yeah, as soon as Osvaldo had gone in and got that original cap time, yeah, they kind of knew the defending side of POUNDLAN, and now they're bombing all the way back out. Unforgiven, Soso alone, caught out completely, but holds onto the Uber for quite a long time there. 3 kills come through before it's popped out eventually, and in the meantime, a back capper has gone through. Agent just going in behind, in the distraction, and yeah, great hold there from Unforgiven for all that time, and first round on the board for NANDEM, off the back of that cap time.
Yeah, he gave them the absolute schmooze there. Had some happy feet. Really, really well held there. Unfortunately, Dummy did drop to, I think, some sticky traps. So it was a bit of a fail push, unfortunately, there from POUNDLAN. But we are going to our second mid here. We'll see if anything changes. Blank is already behind. He is spotted, hopefully, but could cause some absolute chaos here. No one really looking for him, actually. So I don't know if he is.
Yeah, not by the looks of things, walking behind now, but in the meantime, the aggression comes across. Maybe they've noticed there's a player missing as the rest of POUNDLAN run all the way across, getting onto Demoman and onto Medic. Might be going for even more as well. Blank going to be popped up into the air and taken down, and they do get onto Dummy eventually. Blank and Asian doing very well, and Asian still contesting on the points, but it's not actually gone that strongly in the favour of POUNDLAN. There's got some low HP players left, and Osvaldo doing the cleanup as well, so somehow salvaged out there from NANDEM.
Good salvage from them. This fight is still kind of going on a little bit. Agent will go down, decides to kill bind instead of dying to Hoi. I don't know if that's a little bit of BM or not. But it looks like we are going to have a refight on this mid-fight. The spawn is looking much better for NANDEM, but they want to fight it here on POUNDLAN. Blank goes down low early, so going to be out this fight. Does get a nice arrow up, and he goes in for a bomb here. It's going to be a good distraction. The health is not good on POUNDLAN. Hoi, the first one to go out. All this high ground from Blank, followed up by Phoenix, and that is going to have to be POUNDLAN just backing it all the way up. Need to be careful of this bomb coming in from Blank. See if he can get anything. No, instantly denied by Lupus. Is just going to allow them to sit here for now. They do take him down, but Eon trading, so not the best play in the world, but they're quite happy going back to last. Dummy surviving. Is going to have small disadvantage though, so if they want to push fast, they could get this on NANDEM.
Yeah, absolutely, and like you say, there's just the high ground control coming out from NANDEM on that second sort of impromptu mid-fight there was just all the different picker. Blank was able to rain death from above for so long, just completely uncontested on that height, and yeah, it forces everyone to leave, and yeah, with more players being traded out on that second point, just means second point going to be gained for free as well. And last time we were sat even Ubers on last, and it's got a bit of a reputation on Snakewater for lasting quite a while before it lasted less than a minute. So as we saw, Osvaldo just run in, go straight for the cap time. This time, nothing of the sort. There's a heavy in the sticky traps that are preventing that, but maybe we'll see if they what else they've got in their locker.
Yeah, it's a left side blast. Blank managed to get in. No sticky traps anymore. They want to try to get a couple players in, go for this force. They are in quite deep here. Agent going super far, but Dummy is just saying spawn. There's absolutely no chance for a force, but they are good enough on the NANDEM side to know we just need to go for any picks possible. Taking down Lupus with a huge bomb. We also see Phoenix is in on top. So we might even lose an engineer here. It's going so rogue on both sides here, but it's looking okay in the end for NANDEM. They do lose two, but it's going to be near impossible to push out if you are the side of POUNDLAN.
Yeah, 2 picks, even if you haven't lost one of your own, is probably even not enough to be getting out of Snakewater last. It's such a dangerous place to start pushing through that lobby, and yeah, so you see it so many times, it just ends up in disaster for the team who's trying to get out. So yeah, deciding to sit tight, get themselves set up. They've got an engineer out, they've still got that heavy as well. So yeah, sitting tight for now. Better hold than previously, but there's still a long way to go. Still plenty of time for NANDEM to slip of the tongue to start forcing their way in, shall we say.
Yeah, putting a lot of pressure onto this right-hand side, trying to maybe see if they can get a soldier pick to start things off here, but they've been doing a really good job of rotating their soldiers on the side of POUNDLAN. Hoi does get taken down low here, so this might be the opportunity they need, as he's going to be pressured back a little bit, but no, this doesn't seem like what they want to do. They've actually gone back out to second, as they did lose Blank during all of this.
Yeah, it was worth it. That tries to get back in, sees the just gets denied so hard in that bomb, and just almost craters and takes a rocket at the same time, and as well, sniper coming out of Phoenix. So, okay, this is buying a lot of time for the defending side now. More trades coming through as well, and Hoi going to get into lobby. Nope, going to be spammed all the way out by the blue man of Kuna. So yeah, no more space being taken. Yeah, 1 kill into Phoenix. I thought that was maybe going to open a door for some pressure into the lobby, especially when you've got a sniper. If you can start opening that space up and start working your way in and start getting on some new exciting sightlines. But actually it's going to be Asian the one going and getting launched up into the skybox. So close to Dubby, but not able to land any damage whatsoever.
He really did just kind of put into the stratosphere here. I like what NANDEM's been doing, though. They are, not slowing this down. They're constantly going for these sacks, going for things that might work, making it difficult for them to hold here. And they've still got 2 minutes left, and I think if they can find one of these really good sack attempts, they definitely have a great opportunity of getting something. And, when you're proactive like this, I think it just works out in your favor. They're not a team that, wants to sit around and maybe try to get a banner going or get the perfect sack. So we'll see what they want to do now. The left side worked out quite well from last time, or they might be spamming right. Get that gun down early, and top as well. So now Engineer to build it back up. Kuna will get
No
fragged
demo
out.
though.
But
Agent's
yeah,
in.
Nakari.
Agent straight in good, lands on top of the dispenser, not able to get the damage yet, shooting the armor, but the
one
armor
more
was just ablative. Never mind, the force comes through the second time round. Now the dispenser's down, straight in onto Dummy. I thought Dummy was maybe safe, evading that first onslaught, but no, second soldier comes in, gets the force, but they're going to get second point for it, which I guess is not the end of the world. It's not like they're going to be instantly facing a dead last hold. There is perhaps a chance to force it on the way onto second, and Hoy's going to try and do just that, landing one rocket onto Unforgiven, but not going to get any more. And with one pick down, maybe it is the end of their worst nightmares now, as they're going to be forced back onto last with a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even stacked one there. I feel like it's safer just to spam as much as possible. Maybe you get the force. But now look, they're just able to play a lot of cap time at the start. Uber does finally come out. It's very late. They take down Eon and Tob during all this, and now it's just absolutely free for the taking. 2 rounds towards NANDEM, 8 minutes in. You know, if they can keep this momentum, this might be a reasonably quick game overall.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been absolutely in control so far of NANDEM, and like we said, they were the favourites coming in, and they say they've only lost one map in all of Div 1. They've not even lost a map. They've had one golden cap, and that's it. They're undefeated, hoping to continue that streak. And yeah, with play like this, we can see how that has come to be. But yeah, so a bit of shaky legs in their previous mid-fight, so see if they've got anything better to show for it this time. It got a little bit scrappy towards the end, and with 2 soldiers going underneath here on the POUNDLAN side, going to actually forced all the way back out as more high ground, more space being taken from NANDEM. It's looking very good for them until Asian being taken down, and Tob just minuscule amounts of HP getting arrowed back up. So actually it's the player advantage going the way of POUNDLAN as they're starting to send the pressure in.
Yeah, it's looking really good for them now as they've got those 2 picks. Eon unfortunately does go down, had to hide in a corner here. Hoy going in deep, continuing this pressure on, but the rest of NANDEM able to get out. Phoenix wants to recommit here. They do take down Hoy. That's a good first pick. Lupus going down as well, and now it's looking really tragic here. Dummy under some pressure does have to force in the end. Unforgiven just so far out. A really great refight from Phoenix. He saw that opportunity. He saw those players just a little bit disconnected and was just able to follow up super well. Kuna is going to be jumping in, seeing if he can get any more picks here, but no, they're just going to take all this high ground, and the rest of the POUNDLAN just going to escape from second. But I don't expect this onslaught to stop. I expect them to keep going, as look, they're already in SOAR and they want to keep going.
Yeah, look at the ad as well. There's still only 30% Uber charge on Dummy, and they're going to get the demo man as well. But oh my word, the bomb, the drop comes in. Hoy, it's straight in, landing on top of the bridge, and that's what you need to stem the bleeding. That's what you need to slow down this onslaught. Just dropping that Uber charge. We've talked about how bad the disadvantage was, and that salvage comes through. Great hold, and that could almost be round saving, given the situation that they were going to be in if they were getting pushed all the way back through into lobby and into their own lasters. Now it's a 16-3.
Ooh, Kunu's in an interesting position, was just behind in SOAR, tried to get onto Dummy, but timing's just very slightly off here. But yeah, as you were saying, they've really managed to turn this around. So now the Uber advantage going to be to POUNDLAN. All they need to do is make sure they keep Dummy alive, and this could be a steamroll into last flank. Is up on the sniper, could be a bit of an issue. He's in that forward spawn though, so isn't going to be getting that early sight line, and Dummy might not even cross to see it.
Yeah, Hoy and Eon are dealt with it very well.
Uber into lobby.
Oh, they're doing really good. Lupus straight in, all the way through, going to try and get onto Phoenix in front of the doorway. Not quite going to manage to do the damage, and he's actually swept up as well by Kuna, so maybe this push wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Lupus going to be in as well, trying to get in onto Osvaldo, who's also going to escape into the spawn door safety. And yeah, the couple of players there just getting out. That's the thing when you're defending. You have the sort of invincibility. You can run, you can get through that door, you can just resupply and come straight back out with full health, and really great use of that mechanic there used by NANDEM as they're able to get multiple players out just on really low HP, and yeah, completely stems the push. The aggressive Uber through lobby doesn't get the kills it requires, and now NANDEM back with the ball in their court once again.
Yeah, going to have that big Uber advantage. See where they want to take it. Looks like it is going to be the classic go through SOAR, take it up to Catwalk. They're going to take some space. Take Eon down early as well. Nakari not in a great position if someone wants to get on him. Looks like he should manage to get out. Yeah. This man is lucky to survive. And the chase is on as well. They are just absolutely trampling through second here. They do manage to take down Nakari. So that is a demo man down. Hoy taken down quite low as well. Just having to run for his life. Needs to make sure he doesn't die of full damage. But now they're going to get Uber on the side of POUNDLAN, so they should be able to have at least somewhat of a last defense. But already in through last, Uber is forced out straight away. Dummy does trade straight back, but he has so many more players to flash. It's just Phoenix on the beam here. He's going to get his medic out through lower. We'll see if anyone can chase, but there's good damage by the POUNDLAN soldiers. They just need to be careful not to lose anyone. on that lower area, and they do manage to hold it for now. And now, looking good for Poundland. They're kind of back in the driver's seat a little bit more. Need to be careful of this right-hand side, though, as we do see Blank coming in through. See if you can get anything here, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. I think trading off the Ubers, honestly, has probably just played more into NANDEM side than anything else. They want to take this dry fight afterwards, but again, dry fighting straight into a Brass Beast heavy sat on the high ground right above the point is not exactly the most advisable thing to do if they lose two. And now straying in slow, we're going to lose one more in the form of Lupus, but yeah, everyone's back out. Yeah, the trade, I like the idea, but into that Brass Beast heavy who is just spamming raining death from above, and yeah, there's nothing doing as we get Uber charges back up. No more time for any dry fighting, as I'm sure they're going to be now into the sacks, into the bombs, and into trying to break into this last defense, as NANDEM have managed to do twice so far.
Yeah, a really, really good job so far on these last defenses. I mean, I think this heavy has been so strong for them so far. Are going to change the gun now. Manages to just survive. Lupus with a nice snipe on Agent is once again going to slow things down. But Eon going down on that right side to the traps by Kuna might give them a little opportunity if they want to take it. We are seeing Phoenix taking some space in his lobby. Might just take this trade on right-hand side, or maybe try to take Hoy. And look at nice snipes coming in from Lupus. Is trading out, though, for these picks. So it's giving opportunities to NANDEM, right?
Yeah, absolutely, but one thing that Lupus has been given, he's been hitting the shots so far, and yeah, has a bit of an awkward trade there in lower. Fights here, finds a soldier right up into his face, but luckily lands the headshot for him and stays alive. Agent could use the opportunity to have no sniper to bomb in very, very high, but there's not a sniper, but there's still a gun, and the gun in that whole powerful lower position on Snakewater Last can see almost everything, launches Agent straight up into the sky, or he's handily dealt with before landing, and yeah, still, again, time is completely in NANDEM's favour, both in the round clock and also with the obviously scoreboard situation, so not exactly any sort of rush, but again, they don't seem to be slowing down, right? They'll just get their spawners back in, start sending more sacks, start pressuring, and just they're hoping that POUNDLAN are just going to crack at some point.
Yeah, well, it's worked for them so far, these both times, but so much spam just coming out from the POUNDLAN side, and they always need to be careful of this Lupus sniper. I mean, he's shown his presence on the boards already, so need to be really careful. We do see, again, Blank going down. Agent was taken down low. Does manage to survive for now, though. But they are just teetering up to try to get Lupus a little bit of an angle. He's going very aggressive in lobby. Tried to get something on Osvaldo, but can't really find it, unfortunately. And now the clock is ticking down at 2 minutes are remaining here on the clock, Ben. What do you think they might try to go for?
Yeah, 2 minutes is sort of perhaps slightly not enough time to perhaps go for anything like a banner or something. I know that like man treads is something you can try on Snakewater particularly. You can just jump over the wall with one rocket. You're not taking too much damage. That's always an option. Osvaldo's died, so perhaps there's a possibility for Osvaldo to come up on an off class. Like Sniper is obviously a really powerful class on this map. You can also try like a Spy or something. I wouldn't be surprised if we see just another scout coming back up though, and just going to try and take one of these 10 bombs and perhaps go for a trade, because their post fights when it sort of gets scrappy. They've been looking the better side, so no, it's going to come back on scout again and perhaps look for just keeping what's going on there. Their sacks have been good and they've had some really close calls, but I guess losing Kuna to that headshot is really going to slow things down even further and buy another 30 seconds or so on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to really slow things down here, and this is coming into the, that final trade territory where it's your only option, right? You kind of need that 30 to 40 seconds to really get that Uber fight going, get the scrappy kills out, but the gun just makes it so difficult, and if Lupus can ring out any of those headshots, he can just happily stay in spawn as well. You can just stay peeking from that left spawn. Not really Lupus's style, it seems. He likes going a bit more aggressive, trying to go for those aggro shots, but it's going to be an Uber coming in from this left side. It's denied pretty hard at the very start here. Good save by Dummy, manages to keep Nakari alive here for now, but now you have to worry, what are NANDEM gonna do? They still have 50 seconds on the clock, technically time for an Uber if they hard build it, but it's gonna definitely make things difficult. I'd expect them just to just go for a fight here, right? Yeah, this looks like it's what they're gonna do. They want to take this right side, Ben.
They didn't get the gun though. You say there's two objectives normally when you're trying to get trade. Like you want to try and get the gun down as well if you can during the exchange. Like try and just have some soldiers spam in, perhaps if your scout can shoot it once, but they're not getting the gun down. That gun is still sat at level 3, but actually taken down as the push comes in. Osvaldo running in through as well for free. Runs in, gets into Hoy, forces Dummy to hide back in the dispenser, not there to heal the teammates in time, as it's now down to a 3v3, and Cap Time coming through strong as well. Just Kuna alive with the damage classes up for NANDEM versus Eon and Dummy, but yeah, Kuna looks like he's gonna get the bottle kill onto Dummy as well, but not quite gonna manage to finish it off. Great effort there from the Mercs demo man, but it's not quite enough. I thought it was going so well, but well held for POUNDLAN.
Yeah, super close hold there. There is a little bit of overtime coming out, actually, though. So they do have some sort of an opportunity. It looks like they can't fully commit here. Too many spawners do come out for POUNDLAN. And with 13 minutes remaining, this is kind of still on the cards. They're looking reasonably strong on the side of POUNDLAN. They're making it a bit more back and forth than maybe some people might expect here from this mixed team compared to, what is the top Div 1 team. So you've got to give a little bit of respect here. We'll see if they can win this mid out. They did last time, so... It's all to play for coming up on this third, well, technically fourth mid of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like you say, I've been impressed by how POUNDLAN have they've sort of worked on these mids, and they've improvised and adapted as the game's gone on. And this time, actually, it's going to be the aggression coming in from the blue soldiers instead. Blank and Asian straight in, landing a fair bit of damage, but not quite getting the kills. Hoy and Eon both very, very low, and Dummy gets out completely unscathed. So now it's 2 picks in the favour of POUNDLAN. Bomb comes in though, trying to salvage. Blank in with a massive, massive bomb straight in through the kitchen, landing onto Dummy. And that's going to be the salvage that they need. The chase is still on though. Now Clan and Eon going to try and get into Unforgiven, but there's 2 scouts there. You can't bomb into 2 scouts on the hut. They're defending. It's the anti-aircraft cannons firing, and yet going to deal with it perfectly well. So point goes the way of the red, but Ubercharge advantage, it goes the way of the blue, and NANDEM going to be looking to walk this in pretty quickly.
Yep, already getting on to this midpoint here, taking absolutely no fear. Nakari needs to make sure he doesn't get picked out. He has done a couple times leaving into this lower area, and look, they're going to be chasing for him. This man really just needs it to jump out, but he just wants to keep spamming, see if he can get any picks or any good spam to force his medic out, but no, Unforgiven is able to get in. He is damaged, but he will get in. Oh, he gets dropped, actually. In the end, Nakari's aggression does manage to get the drop pipe straight onto Unforgiven, so a refight might come out. The Hills advantage going to be on POUNDLAN, and they're getting some good initial damage in. Do cap that second point. Nakari tries to block it, but Phoenix wins the DM fight there in the end. Agent is still also making a bit of havoc here, trying to see if they can get anything. Eon going down, but they're just kind of trading back and forth. And the most important player, Dummy, is still going to live here. Need to be a bit careful though, because they do have Kuna coming into this lower area, trying to get some spam and see if we can find anything. See if lightning strikes twice for these demo men. Might not for now.
Yeah, but the Ubercharge are going to be so careful. We see now the NANDEM side walking in through grass. They have to be so careful. This Ubercharge could be in their face like a speeding bullet, and yet they realise the dangers, they realise the disadvantages. Get some spam onto Dummy, taking down to about 60 HP, but he's going to be healing back up again, and still with 50% advantage. Looks like POUNDLAN going to be walking in through the saw, trying to get space. There's a couple of traps to navigate on the bucket behind me at the hut, but I'm sure they'll be perfectly safe from that one. I'll curse that one just in time, as Blank going to be trying to push in, maybe try and get some sort of force, but yeah, Dummy's just sitting back. They're not going to go too aggressive, they're not going to overstep, they're not going to get caught out by the bombs, and not caught out with the traps now as they're destined as well.
Yeah, I feel like they could have taken a little more than that on POUNDLAN. Yeah, as it just said in the SCV, 40 seconds of Uber advantage. Obviously, Dummy did get piped in lower there, so was taken down a bit low. They had to slow things down, but I feel like if they maybe just got their soldiers both on high ground, they could have pushed them out further and maybe had a bit more of an attempt on second here. Obviously, now it's going to be trying to take that force onto second, and they're very regimented on this NANDEM team. I think this is going to be a hard task indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming into the last 10 minutes, I think that POUNDLAN are going to want to maybe up the tempo slightly. There's still plenty of time left, obviously. We know that Snake Force might be the reputation for slowing down quite a lot. And Eon gets that memo perfectly, jumping in, but is denied out completely by Osvaldo and Blanco, set up on the rafters. And yet, Lupa's going to be taken down as well. So 2 picks.
3.
Not 3 picks as well. Oh dear. It's falling apart completely, all overstepping their marks. And yeah, Demman going to be getting chipped down as well. Agent going to be in, going to get the kill as well. Make that 4 picks coming through. And Blank's even spamming towards the spawn door as well. And out of absolutely nothing, I feel like NANDEM didn't really do anything there. They just sort of stood in their positions and people just fed themselves into them. Yeah,
I mean, you can tell the difference of players who have played together quite a bit, right? You're not really having this sluggish feeding quite as much as we're seeing from POUNDLAN. Ubers do get traded out. They do get Blank for this, but Tob also goes down as well. Eon is in so deep, trying to get anything. Does manage to get Unforgiven and Osvaldo during this. Dummy is just giving the schmooze to Agent as well. It's only Phoenix and Kuna left alive to try to get something going at Dummy, is just strafing for his life. Does manage to get Lupus through all this, does Kuna.
Kuna's such a nuisance. Absolutely such a nuisance. Not giving up without a fight, right? Just takes down one in sword, rotates around, gets the pack, back spamming again, just not willing to give up, not willing to relent on the aggression at all. And yeah, like, Blank's died, but this was meant to be hard for Dummy. They were players up. They should be walking into mid, but just, yeah, this play from Kuna and Blank as well towards the end has really bought a lot of time for these spawns to come in, and now you're thinking that NANDEM might be looking to hold mid.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely should here. The advantage is just not big enough to push here on POUNDLAN. And Eon going down as well. There is absolutely no chance of having Hoy taken down to a sliver of health does go down as well. And this is what I'm talking about with these, players feeding one by one. They just keep losing one player, two players, and now three players with Tob going down to a pipe by Kuna as well. And what should have been their push into mid, if they played that correctly, is now them straight onto last. These are the things they need to clean up. They need to be in these comms saying who is going to sack, who's pressuring, and just making sure they're actually pressuring properly from all different doors. Anyway, Phoenix does go down during this. Nice pipe there by Nakai. Takes down Blank. Yeah, that was really nice. And they've been good at these last holds. If anything you can say about this POUNDLAN team, their last holds have been really, really nice. They're going to take Kuna down, so this should be a second push.
Yeah, absolutely. And Asian's going to be having to jump away as well. So yeah, you're going to say 7 minutes and a bit on the clock. 2 rounds still to find. You sort of worry if you're on POUNDLAN. If you start getting into a slow, drawn-out last hold where, like, it's suppose NANDEM didn't really pressure too hard, they were just sending single sacks or something, you could be locked in for that full 5 minutes. But now they've kept the game dynamic, they've kept it fluid, and now they're starting to work their way in onto mid, and Blank going to be trying to be awkward there, getting underneath. Actually, Blank and Osvaldo both going for a massive play underneath in the saw. Going to get one, but Blank's taken down. Osvaldo going to have to run back as Ubercharge popped out from the red side, but not yet from the blue, as Unforgiven milks that for quite a long time, down to 30 HP on himself, and going to reap the rewards of it. Much, much better Uber, and much, much better in the fragging department as well. 3 kills going the way of NANDEM, as now their back plays up again, and we're back into almost deja vu.
Yeah, really, really nice there. We did see Agent manage to...
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, very close. Yeah, as I was saying, during that last fight, Agent just managed to get in behind as Tob and Dummy were trying to escape from that fight. They both just got caught out by that, unfortunately, so that is what happened to that pairing in the end. Very close to death. There was Unforgiven, but manages to live for now. It's going to give a lot of space and a lot of spam here, and Osvaldo just able to stand on point here as the bomb comes in from Blank. But look at this Brass Beast. The damage it does is just ludicrous here. It's just keeping all these players at bay.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, as well, they're running trying to be cheeky, right? Works in the first minute of the game, so why not try it towards the end, just running in onto the point, getting a bit of cap time, nowhere near as much as last time. And yeah, with the Brass Beast there, has to step away eventually, otherwise going to be eating some very expensive lead before the rest of the game finishes. But now is the situation which I was worried that POUNDLAN were going to find themselves in a couple of minutes back, and now it has happened. They're locked in on their own last 5.5 minutes left in the game time, and like, it's so hard to push out if your opposing team doesn't, like, risk too much or sack too hard. And yeah, you see Eon going in, trying to make something happen, knowing that they can't stay on last for this whole time, and they're going to pay the price for it.
Yeah, that was an absolute travesty. He had such a good bomb into it, but just missed the vital last rocket onto Kuna to really get something going there, unfortunately. And this is just going to give an opportunity to NANDEM. They are able just to get in through this left-hand side, get aggressive, play some cap time by Phoenix here. Osvaldo trying to finish it off, see if anyone can really block it. Uber does have to come out from Dummy. The cap time was just that much. Eon needs to try to find a kill. Kuna being kept alive by a lovely arrow there. No way he survives.
Oh, my.
Unforgiven.
The surf as well, right? After the arrow, like, surfs the rocket around and then comes back, gets back out as well, and that's now meaning big Uber advantage, and yeah, NANDEM looking to end it here and now. Phoenix, Kuna all the way in, straight in onto the heavy. Not much else to clean up now. Eon just on the point as well. Only 4 players left alive, and actually, this has got scrappy somehow. Somehow they were scrambling around, spent too much time with the Logan, perhaps fighting the heavy, and now they're actually trying to battle over the and just Kuna left up, and what on earth has possibly gone wrong here as Unforgiven has to back out all the way into Africa while being chased by Lupus?
Yeah, he might. He should get caught here, right? Lupus just giving the BM little...
There's no way. There's no way.
Lupus goes down and Unforgiven is living. What world are we living in?
What? This is absolutely unforgivable if he's able to get out with that one. Gets caught out eventually, but like, you have to sack someone for it right now, like, if you're going to get the kill, so... It would have been for free otherwise. Good movement, and yeah, it should have been chased down maybe slightly more effectively. That's absolutely outrageous that Unforgiven is allowed to live for so long. And with 3 minutes 40 left on the clock, Phoenix is ratting it out nicely on above the point, trying to buy some more time. But this is really not looking ideal at all for POUNDLAN.
Yeah, not at all here. Dummy went down during all of that as well, so their attempts onto mid are futile here. Losing 3 players, you know it, straight back to last. And with only 3 minutes left on the clock here, there should be NANDEM's point. I would believe it's going to make it very difficult. Still technically possible, but NANDEM really need to make some big mistakes here. Big bomb coming in from Hoi. Can't quite find Phoenix there. Just needed that last tiny bit of damage here. Kuna is able to get a huge amount of damage onto Lupus at the heavy, and he does go down there, making that 3-0 to NANDEM.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those unfortunate bombs on souls like that Hoi got, where when you bomb into the combo, when you probably do like 400 damage total on like a couple of rockets, but it's spread across the entire like 5-man combo that they have, so it doesn't get any kills. Everyone heals up in an instant, and they barge straight in. And yeah, 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. This is all but game over now, I've got to say. Even if things went absolutely perfectly, I'm not convinced that there's time to cap this out. But I will say, and obviously with the coming in top Tier 1 team in NANDEM not dropping a map all season, I've got to say I'm very impressed with how their opponents over on POUNDLAN have dealt with it. And this time going very aggressive on the mid, and actually just turn this into your sort of typical garbage time kind of mid where everyone just sort of jumps in, merges each other, both meds die instantly. But I'm impressed with how sort of they've rubbed shoulders, and it looked really dire, honestly, like what, 6 minutes in, they're 2-0 down, and they've fought themselves back into the game slightly after that, but yeah, still not quite enough on this first map.
Oh, nice shots by Nagari.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the good thing about garbage time. You get all these crazy fights, these people going for crazy shots. It's always good fun, and the mid fight doesn't stop.
It's doing as well.
Yeah. He's just behind, doing shenanigans, just doing blank things.
Absolutely, but yeah, timer ticks down, and yeah, midpoint being taken by NANDEM as they're currently just turtling up. Everyone's just feeding him one at a time. Hoi going to hit a nice shot, popping up, giving up into the air. He's going to surf just onto the huts. They are alive, but never mind. Dealt with eventually, running back into the soldier that had just bombed him. So
not the most ideal play. Not the most ideal play. They do look like they're still taking this somewhat seriously. They are coming in for these big bombs. Is Agent trying to get in, followed up by Blank here. Lupus is just absolutely running amok, not hitting any shots, but he's staying alive.
Yeah, that's sometimes all you need right on this guy. If you've got like 3 people looking at you, you're creating a good distraction. If Lupus gets out again, this is going to be outrageous. No, there's no chance at all. 2 soldiers shutting the door firmly in his face, and Dummy is got out alive just about. But yeah, players actually up now on the defending side. I was going to say, could this be a 4-0, but no, it looks like 3-0 is going to be the final score then, unless something goes absolutely horrendous for one of the teams on this mid-fight. But yeah, there we have it. Map number 1 basically done. Kuna just going to take it down top for good measure. Yeah, see if they can get in and at least maybe get some more frags on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that's the last little fun bit of it. Only 30 seconds left here. We even have the Phoenix sniper to show something. Dummy is just running in like a Chad. Is going to be taking the solo Uber onto Lupus. Has not gone well for them the rest of this map. I don't know if they really want to continue this, but this does feel like it's a Lupus special of just go in, take some Ubers, see if they work out. If they don't, it's your team's fault.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times. Like, and these solo Ubers, they can be so powerful, right? Because of like how fast you can move and how long your Uber is. You get the full 8 seconds, but on a scout. But yeah, we saw it previously. Like their best chance that I think POUNDLAN had the whole game was that time when they decided they just pulled the trigger really quickly on that last push, sending that solo Uber into the left side into the last point. And yeah, it just didn't quite do enough damage. It was 1 or 2 shots away from being absolutely massive and potentially getting POUNDLAN on the board. But eventually, as the dust settles, POUNDLAN won't be getting around on the board as NANDEM take it, albeit fairly comfortably, with a 3-0 score on this first map of Snake War. It's going to be moving over to Process next. But yeah, like, what are your thoughts? You think it was comfortable?
I think you would say they were in control, right, during that game. I don't think there was really a point that you're particularly scared, right? They obviously traded some points back and forth. There were some mid-wins for POUNDLAN, and they had some opportunities onto second, but it wasn't really much away from that. I feel like they just played it a little bit better, genuinely, on NANDEM throughout. I think they played just good, solid TF2. They knew when to back when they lost players and they weren't bleeding so many during that, and I think they knew kind of when to play a little bit hard and fast and when to kind of take those risks. We saw Unforgiven milking a couple of times, actually I think 2 times during that, and kind of won them points from that alone, and it just made POUNDLAN, just so untentative to push the points.
Yeah, we've got logs on screen now. I know obviously we've mentioned his name quite a bit. Kuna coming in as the Demoman Merc, stepping in for Luca Enderman on the NANDEM side, and yeah, 340 DPM. Honestly, not surprising whatsoever. Like, given some of the positions, like he's just so aggressive. Like, he was behind a couple of times. There was times he was left last alone. He was just piping everyone left and right, getting all sorts of crazy shots. And yeah, great play from Kuna. Anything else standing out in your eyes?
Not a huge amount. Dummy had a pretty good game. As the Merc coming in had less deaths, less drops than Unforgiven. Got a shout out Dummy as well. Other than that, it seems like a reasonably normal game. The team who won kind of gets a bit more frags. Eon having a reasonably good game as well. Eon mostly known for playing Medic on Havoc this season, I believe.
Yeah, it's Havoc, yeah.
Yeah, I was playing for Havoc this season. So him coming in on Soldier, I've seen him before, obviously in Pugs and stuff. Pick up the Soldier, and he's definitely good. But showing his worth here, having a very reasonable game, good damage for a Soldier player.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's it. That's map number 1, of course. We'll remind everyone who maybe just don't understand the format. Basically, the winner of this game is guaranteed going to be getting the invitation to come into to POLAND. Then after that, we're going to have sorry, the loser is going to go into like a sort of repechage, like kind of lower bracket league, where the second team from each group, because these two teams have both beaten up the third and fourth teams completely. They destroyed them, and they're now like playing amongst each other. The second place team is going to another group of 4, where all except the last team is going to qualify. So there is still chance for the loser of this game, but obviously you'd rather not go into that sort of losers pool if you can help it. You'd rather go in straight away.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, you want to secure that ticket, and this is what these two teams definitely want to do. Right? They didn't get that straight up invite, so they gotta prove their worth here, and it just makes it that little bit safer. If you're missing a player for those qualifiers, can really make a difference. I mean, Kuna has obviously been a great merc here for the side of NANDEM. However, they could get denied. There's nothing saying that you couldn't deny Kuna. I think genuinely they've been quite nice to allow what is a pretty top prem demo man, and and a demo man that really fits the style of NANDEM as well here. But we like a bit of gentleman's ruling. But we are going on to process here, and this is going to be NANDEM's pick here, Ben. And I think with the scouts they've got, I think this is a really good choice of map.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say it's process is one of the maps where it's your the scouts love it, and the scouts will pop off and they will do huge amounts of damage. And yeah, we saw Phoenix and Osvaldo like just quietly rack up numbers. Obviously, Phoenix taking a lot more of the beam, and Osvaldo just being an absolute nuisance on the flank. They both had great games in that previous one, and yeah, I think having 2 scouts like that on a on a map like Process, I think this is even more in their court than Snakewater was.
Yeah. I also think it's an underrated map for just having that team communication and those set strategies on Process. Obviously, we all know the double bombs and stuff, right? But it's just having that synergy between the 2 soldiers to know, when you should jump, what targets you're going to go to. And I think NANDEM definitely going to come up with that upper hand of having a bit more time played together, whereas this POUNDLAN team is basically just a mixed team. They may have had a couple of maps together, but I don't think it's going to be much more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing how their previous games have gone, it's not much perhaps glean off some of these big wins. But yeah, obviously coming against NANDEM, it's not just like a team who's been together like this. As I'm going to hammer the point home again, they're the best team in Div 1 this season, based off league play. Of course, this weekend we'll see how they're doing playoffs, but it's a tall ask. But yeah, coming up on a map like Process, yeah, your soldier coordination has to be super good. And yeah, I know it's a scout, the scouts can pop off, but that's not to say the soldiers can't have impact. You can do all sorts of different wild strategies, get people behind, go for various sacks, things like that. There's all the ramps everywhere. You can still have fun, just maybe not have quite the same amount of numbers at the end as the scouts.
Yeah, we are starting off here, Mr. Antimation. So we will be going into this first process at mid. Fast bombs in, take down the Kari, dangerously low. Agent manages to get out from this as well here, but it's definitely going to slow things down, give a bit more space if you are the side of NANDEM here. But they're playing it quite passive. They want to see if they can get someone to overextend, but actually it's Blank who is the first casualty here, and the positioning just so bad on the side of NANDEM, losing Osvaldo as well here. Going to make it difficult. To hold this second point, but if they can ring out some nice pipes, that might fare differently. Lupus is so deep in, just by himself, manages to get Agent.
Yeah, those pipes really save it, right? Because you think it's so dangerous. Osvaldo going down late on that mid fight means
It's
there's
crits.
only one scout.
This is why they were playing passive.
Okay. Kuno coming in, but the crits is actually not really getting anything. Dummy's gonna have Uber. Eventually gets the Gets one frag onto a scout. Okay. But Ubercharge now back up for Dummy, and this is going to be full ad. And with 5 players up, Lucas coming up in another 10 seconds. This is potentially very, very good for POUNDLAN.
Yeah, Phoenix going down there as well. It's definitely going to start things out. Blank is being a little bit annoying in IT here, but I don't think he's going to be able to have too much impact. So they are starting to come through choke. It's going to be Top taking this. Dummy playing very far back. Is very aware that these high bombs could come in, but this is just making more and more time. Already 60% on the charge here for Unforgiven. It is still on crits though, so not really what you want for defending, but better than nothing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We know there's obviously various medics in Europe famous for sort of running crits anyway, just on last defense. As Eon going and taking the Uber charge, actually going to be launched straight into the sky, not going to get too much impact on that. And they're actually only going to get that 1 kill onto Blank as the crits comes back to the other way. And this time it's getting a bit more impact, getting that kill onto Nakari. And actually, never mind. They're all distracted. They're all running 5 with the crits, thinking, yeah, great, look, wow, we're getting all this damage. And the rest of the team just walks in through 1 and 2 and just stands on the point.
Yeah, Lupus and Tob managing to take a round there off of NANDEM. This is going to be a very different map, potentially. Really good start there, but I think should be off the funny business here. Should be off of that funny gun on Unforgiven. Is back onto the Uber here, so I expect NANDEM to have a much more normal mid-fight here. Nakari going down early to Blank as well. No Demo Man might just be the instant leave here. Taking down Top as well. Yeah. That might be all she wrote. Eon trying to stay in a little bit, trying to get some damage, but unable to really do anything. Hoy taking down Blank though, and Lupus managing to live should actually start something here, especially if they can take down Agent, as they do here. This is looking pretty good for POUNDLAN.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 3 picks up. Kuna's only just spawning in as well, and now they're able to just start walking their way and take this point. I was worried for a moment, yeah, with the scout down, still 2 soldiers up on the other side, and loads of space taken from NANDEM. I was worried they were going to be able to send those sacks in very, very quick, but now POUNDLAN actually with Eon sacking in are going to get the force out as well. So Dummy's backed all the way out, but they've lost 2 and lost the Akari as well, so it seems like Dummy's just going to hold on, and actually doesn't even have Uber yet. He's forced to hold on and not pop out and save the Demo Man, as they're now totaled up 4 players left. Low HPs as well on this second point, and it's potentially quite fragile.
Ooh, Blanks in top IT, unspotted as of now. Eon just walks past him as well. I'm surprised he doesn't go in for that aggressive bomb. It's just going to take eyes, going to slow things down there. Actually, probably a really smart play here. Already on 50% is Unforgiven. That's only about 20 seconds. So if they look, they are just absolutely stuffing these doors with soldiers, making it as difficult as humanly possible. They do have to use through here, but look, the medic is just absolutely nowhere to be seen here. 0 picks coming out from POUNDLAN. Want to try to get some chased as Lupus, but he's not able to get anything. And now the Uber already on 90% on Unforgiven is just going to allow NANDEM to walk in. They have absolutely no fear at all here. The soldiers not able to do that same effectiveness. They come in losing Top and Eon straight away. This is played perfectly by NANDEM.
Yeah, what a contrast it is to the previous Uber burst that we just saw out of POUNDLAN. NANDEM getting 3 picks and the point, and also walking straight in onto second as well. Really, really nice play by NANDEM, and now, yeah, it's still held up, and they haven't actually used yet. I'm going to say this whole time, the Unforgiven still has, and they can still walk this in. Dummy's still at 75%. There's still another 10 seconds or so before this Uber charge is going to be up for the red side, but pressure coming in already, and Unforgiven walking in up through the panic room and dropping down as well as maybe panic on the face of Dummy as a scout lands straight into his face, and loads of cap time and sticks on it, detted out eventually, but Uber charge back in, and they might just be holding on.
Yeah, it's going to be a scary situation. Blank is still in behind. Phoenix wants to come in, get some cap time. Can anyone block this? Potentially. Got to be careful here. Top does go down, gets quite aggressive, but Kuna and Phoenix were just on the case getting in here. It's going to be a tall order, but this scrappy fight may be really good. There's just damage from all angles. Nice shots by Lupus. Takes down Osvaldo. That's one fly down and swatted here. Kuna taken down quite low, but giving it some good moves here, manages to live. Oh, it's just a close one. They're really trying to play it on the edge here on NANDEM, and it's making for an exciting one.
Yeah, absolutely. Dummy, they're just about got out into spawn in time to get the Uber charge up, because we saw the blue side run straight in through 5, get up into panic room, and like if Dummy doesn't step back a second, if he steps back a second later, maybe he's in danger. Might actually be in danger now, as well as Sax coming in. Kuna going to be flying straight in, and the Uber charge used as well. Okay. This has been one of the this is one where you can try and do it, right? Kuna and Blank sent in and Uber used. Okay.
I think he was just dropped from that, went straight into heaven and got straight deleted because he didn't have that plan. Nakari does go down to a scout fighting from top there. Dummy now really worrying here as he has lost 2 players very early. His pocket scout and his demo man is just going to force them back to last, even though they have this full Uber advantage. It's really tragic to see, but NANDEM has just been playing this pressure really well, making sure they watch their angles and be as annoying as possible for this POUNDLAN team to get any space.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be a bit frustrated there if you're on POUNDLAN, right? You're up 2 picks, you know you're at full advantage, and you still don't manage to get out of last. Obviously, it could have gone a lot worse. Dummy gets out alive, and they just basically cut their losses. But really, they'd be hoping that they could possibly get out into second there, but not going to happen. Sat back up onto less. Unforgiven built up as well. See if they can have less of a tragic push in as the previous one. So they're going to be hoping for not losing their down man instantly and losing a soldier as well. And yeah, spam war coming through. Maybe just going to bide their time a bit more, and now the Uber charge have stabilised. They're not trying to play off these tiny like 10, 15, 20% advantages, so they can take their time, try and spam down the gun, try and get some picks and try and get some pressure, and maybe try and go in for some sort of sack.
Yeah, gun goes down there. Kuna just finding the angle. No sniper to worry about. Oh, well, there is now a sniper to worry about as Top is up on it as well. Hoy is taken down as well. They're trading out players here pretty evenly. This Heavy is also looking like he's going to go down here. Oh, it's so good by Kuna. He's just doing so much damage. Followed up by Phoenix. Ubers are traded out here, but it's just going to be so much better players for the side of NANDEM here. Oh, it's a travesty. Dummy's just going to get absolutely skyboxed, and now it's only a matter of time. Soldiers are coming up now for POUNDLAN here. If they can really hold on, this might be huge. Oh, it looks like it is actually going to be. Can they even get this last pick? This is so good, but that was so dangerously close.
Absolutely right, and you're gonna say like it was a 2v3. In some sort of weird way, it being a 2v3 kind of helped the 2, because it meant that Uber charge lasted so much longer. So yeah, even though Nakari was getting like launched all over the shop on that last point, popped into the air and everything, like he's still got the longer Uber, so he still stays alive and still keeps putting stickies on that point and just buys just enough time, and 3 spawners come flying in fresh on full HP, and they can just blast across the point and wipe out everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange fight, right? I think they got quite lucky. Those spawners spawned in time. Ubers are coming up for both teams now as well, so we should see some sacks coming in from NANDEM. See what they have. Maybe they like an IT bust. Maybe they will just send Blank in very aggressively for a little spot. And here comes Agent trying to get something, but nowhere near is Dummy on the medic here. So that hasn't quite worked out in their favor. They're looking to go back for round 2. Blank skipping on through is going to commit for this one. Goes behind. This is always a good play made by the Frenchies a while ago. Does come in. Can Blank find that final rocket? Oh, he can! Dummy gets dropped.
Great stuff, and like you say, it's the power, right? Blank goes in behind, distracts everyone, so Asian goes in, gets 1 free rocket, and then Blank comes back in, finishes off what Asian couldn't. Great coordination by the 2 soldiers. We brought it up in the pre-game, right? How important it is to have soldiers that are on the same page on this map, and Eon actually going to go in with Lupus Soldier Scout combination this time, going to get the force out onto Unforgiven, but yeah, that double soldier play there was absolutely textbook from NANDEM.
Yeah, but now look at this. They may have, got that medic force, but they are going to have nothing. Absolutely nothing for last. I mean, Hoy is up now, but Dummy's been left alone this entire time. So no Uber advantage during all this. Hoy really needs to just be a bit of a one-man army during this. Let's hope he's played Modern Warfare 2. Does manage to take down Blank, who's going quite aggressive there. So maybe things slow down a bit here. 20 minutes left on the clock, though. NANDEM have nothing to fear. They may be 1 round down. in this map, but I don't think they're anywhere near out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nakari was in such a funny position there. As the fight at mid happened, he just decided just to sit in sewers, just trapped up the doorways, hope someone would come in. Nobody did. So he basically ends up, not quite kill-binding, just jumps into everyone and just dies for free. There's nothing better he can do than jump into 2 scouts in the second point. And that means actually there was a good opening there where Nakari was down for quite some time, but second point hadn't been capped up yet. Uber charges weren't in play and such. So, yeah, NANDEM weren't quite able to capitalise on that, but gets him the second point. And now with Nakari up, Uber charges stabilised. We'll see what they decide to go for. And honestly, this pressure through 5, I think, has worked out pretty well for them so far. Sending those soldiers in up towards panic room and trying to get picks on the red soldiers as they come in to try and block it. But not going to work out this time as well. They're going to be taken down instantly by great coordination from the defensive spam.
Yeah, they do have to worry about a sniper here. I think a big reason they managed to get so much space in 5 and managed to get, that gun so early on their last push on NANDEM was because they didn't have a sniper. But Lupus, we saw last map, was really, really good on that sniper. Got a load of early picks. Osvaldo is coming up for the challenger, and they've taken down Hoist. That's going to be one door not locked down. Luckily, they do get a trade pick of Phoenix here, so might take a little more time if they really want to go for anything. And, any picks that come out straight away is going to make it very difficult to push in. Kuna 6 health.
Okay. Kuna overstepping, the only one in lobby. It's always a dangerous place to find yourself. But only one soldier was spamming away and just chipping down that health slowly, bit by bit. But now Osvaldo decided, you know what, Lupus, I can match you on that one. I'm going to go for the sniper. Already got 1 kill under the car. We're going to try and go in for even more as well. Gun being spammed down as well with no demo man. That means there's less spam on the doorway. Demo man Osvaldo taken down, but the bomb's in Agent and Blank in again. And the coordinated double soldier bomb gets its second drop in as many minutes. Great play from NANDEM, walking onto the point. They might even have to use their own Uber as Nakari not able to get out of the spawn. Great coordination once again from NANDEM as they equalise the score.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big difference makers, right? This is exactly what we've been talking about with those soldiers. They just find these opportunities and play off them so well. They knew as soon as that gun had gone down, they'd reloaded. They sent those double bombs in. And Dummy, unfortunately, does drop it. But even if he didn't, I don't think it would have been much difference overall. So, yeah, really well played by NANDEM. Evening it up 1-1 at 17 minutes left in this map. However, it's still all to play for here. We'll see if POUNDLAN can do anything on this mid. Obviously, did win that first mid and lost the second one. Not looking so good as Hoy does go down early. Eon is going to be the second casualty here. They're just so bundled up on the side of NANDEM. There was absolutely no chance. Oh, it's going to be crunch.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, they took so much damage on the way out. And again, it's the 2 soldiers coordinating. Agent goes in, gets a load of damage, backs back out again, and then Blank sees, he gets the call with 2 players low backing out, flies through the choke, takes them both down. Great play, and we're back where we were just a minute ago, back on this red last point. And I've got to say, NANDEM, they've had some near misses, they've had some hits as well, and I've got to say they're probably odds on to succeed once again.
Yeah, on a silver lining here, Dummy has survived during this. So not the worst thing in the world. It's going to be 98%. Just needs to heal 1 player, thank you. Does get himself that Uber charge here. We'll see what they want to do. They did lose at Phoenix during this. Sniper, I mean, it gave them more opportunities last time than not, right? Doesn't look like Phoenix is going to come up on that sniper, though. So they're just going to play this cookie cutter, see if they can get this gun spammed out. Agent does go in, trying to find some space, make a bit of pressure here. Does manage to get out. Eon does find Blank, however, Dummy is just sitting pretty in the spawn area here. It's not going to be taking those chances, but we saw on the first map, actually, they're pretty smart about this on NANDEM. They just kind of will prod and poke, I finally got it, until they can really find a pick or find that sentry, and then get those kind of key classes down that make it difficult for you to push in that demo man, or maybe a soldier watching a door, and then flood in. So we'll see if they can do that again here. It looks like they might go for the forward spawn. Agent goes down to Lupus Sniper. Lupus has been so good today on that sniper.
Lupus is great, honestly. Having so many great picks on these last points, and even if you're not getting the so-called important picks, and Kuna and Unforgiven or something, it still just buys time. Agent's gone down. That means you don't really have to fear a push for the next 20-30 seconds. Wait for the spawn screen, wait for the rollout to come up. Then it has to get a buff as well. It just slows things down, buys you more time, and I guess here it doesn't matter as much because it's not like they're setting up a gun or anything, or Desad or anything like that. But it's still something you're happy to have. You're happy to have the pressure relieved when you're in defense.
It rings out another headshot onto Blank. They're just going to slow things down more and more. These seconds just really do add up. Agent managing to find a nice spam sight line in 5 there, though. They need to be really careful of that, because if they do manage to get that gun down, they're just going to send those suckers in straight away. It doesn't matter, though, because Lupus is just gonna kill you.
Yeah, does Agent have like a magnetic helmet on or something? I'm not quite sure. Just attracting these bullets on repeat, getting a headshot at every single time. And yeah, Lupus just isn't seeming to miss as... Yeah, we're down at 1-1. Still half the game left to play, and I've got to say, after that first minute, I don't really remember much of a time where we've not been on this red last point, but POUNDLAN, if they can hold tight, there's anything can happen in these games.
Yeah, Lupus does go down there, though, so this gives them the opportunity, right? They are positioning in this 5 area to spam this gun down. Going to be spamming Tob as well, making it more difficult for him to build this thing back up. But really close to death there, did Blank and Agent as well. So doing a good job of surviving here. Phoenix will go down to the gun somehow. Wasn't quite watching his cam there, but they are trading back and forth here one by one. They're looking like they're struggling a bit more here, right? I mean, it's 2 minutes left on that round timer. When do you think they kind of go for these trades? About a minute, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to say that was really well played there from POUNDLAN. We saw like Sniper goes down and you think, right, they go for the same protocol. The 2 soldiers coming in through 5, but they just rotated the beam across the POUNDLAN, sent soldier there, sent a demo there, and just spammed them out, completely shut the door, get a kill into Blank, and Phoenix tries to go in behind to play through 3, but gets caught out by the gun. And now this time they're going for the trade a bit early, 2 minutes left on the clock on this round, and Uberchargers traded out. Kuna going to be getting perhaps caught in on the boiler. Yes, getting caught eventually as Hoy finishes it off. So that's the only frag going to be going down. Blank jumping in as well, going to fall to the same hot, steamy death. And yeah, 3 picks. There we go. Lupus even just ringing out onto Osvaldo again. This guy, as you say, just does not miss. As yet, finally, a successful push out. And this could have, I believe, the first successful push out of the game with over half of it gone.
Yeah, 2 spawners getting back spawned as well. They look like they want to keep pushing the issue here on the side of POUNDLAN. Dummy obviously going to be a little bit careful that he doesn't get picked out, but Eon will go down early, and they're going to commit a second soldier in as well, but he's completely denied. This is awful now for them. Nakari is going to go down as well. It's just Lupus and Dummy, and it's just a travesty. I mean, it feels like they're half trying to go in slow and half trying to go in fast. Whenever they go in slow, NANDEM is just ready to spam them down and get any of those overextending soldiers. And now they're on to the last point. Agent already on the point along with Phoenix. Can anyone get there to block it? They can't.
Yeah, like, I know that the saying goes that normally the most dangerous thing to do when you're on last is to push out to second, but that's normally not like when you've capped second. Like, normally the implication is that it's on the way out to second when something goes wrong, but no, like, they cap second and get onto mid, and it's on mid where the problems happen. The 2 soldiers go and get absolutely nothing, and everyone else trying to scurry out through the choke just gets picked off one by one. And yeah, not quite getting back into spawn. Lupus not able to axe the mid just fast enough, gets taken down. Ubercharge not up in time for Dummy, just a few short seconds away. As yeah, going up for mid fight again, number 5, and once more back to scheduled programming. NANDEM charging across, getting 3 kills already, including 2 soldiers and the demo man walking in even further. Is Kuna, we know how aggressive he loves to be. Going to be taken down for his troubles, but all this space being bought means there's not really much of an immediate threat.
Well, you say that. They are rushing it through onto mid here. Spawners coming in. If they can get onto Unforgiven here,
Osvaldo's
be onto something. Yeah.
Oh, beef.
And Big Bomb's coming in. Can they get anything? Dummy's playing it really well, getting these 2 picks as well. Health is low, but as long as they play this slow and steady here, this should be POUNDLAN mid to take it. Hoy might get taken down though, just managed to fight for now. Oh, this is such a nail biter. They are making this so difficult on the side of NANDEM. They just do not want to give up an inch. The trade does come out. Unforgiven drops everyone there here though. Might even get caught.
Yeah, drops everyone, and actually like physically gets body blocked out by Lupus and Hoy as well. Lupus and Hoy locking in the door, getting that kill onto the medic, and look at how late that death is as well. 10 more seconds on that respawn. Lupus, they might be getting even more onto Osvaldo as well, and like we say, it went down to 2-1, and now could be turning around so long as POUNDLAN are able to get in and get in cleanly. As yeah, they're taking it on second. They're going to lose Lupus. That's a big pick to lose, losing that scout. So no pocket scout on the way in if they want to pull the trigger quick. But Unforgiven's only just spawned in, only on 10% Uber.
Yeah, I mean, they build this hard. They have a good chance to push here on POUNDLAN here. They have to worry about a sniper and an NG, however. And I'll just wait for Lupus to come up, but he should be up in time. He's up on sniper. Lupus, you have advantage. Why are you up on sniper?
I don't think they know.
Top can't build. Lupus is up on Sniper. He just shakes his little head in the air, knowing they've lost this Uber advantage quite potentially. They are poising into lobby like they want to go for something, so they might know that there is advantage, but they're really going to struggle with it. As now, look, it's only 20%. They're not really going to get too much early on. Actually, take down
never
Blank
mind.
there, and there's a big bomb coming in up into heaven. See if Eon, can get anything. He does. He gets Unforgiven. This is an opportunity if I've ever seen one. Yeah. That's so unlucky.
Yeah, Lupus still hitting a headshot onto Agent. It's every single time Lupus and the Sniper Agent goes down, but like, of course, having a scout there would have been infinitely better. There must have been some sort of miscommunication there on the POUNDLAN side, and honestly, I thought that was going great. I saw they pushed into 5, and the soldiers, rather than being able to block the point, they had to bomb in and bomb the Sniper first, which obviously is a slight benefit, but yeah, they're just not buying enough time. Agent able to get back to the point and do all the damage. As now there's a bit of a skirmish happening on the second point. Cap time did eventually flip through in favour of the blue, and Dummy getting caught in the choke, and is going to be getting taken down as well, and it's getting potentially out of hand now for POUNDLAN. The car is going behind for a back cap. Is that even with a painting? No, there's no painting on it. Going to be getting chased back by Soldier and Scout, and yeah, last man alive taken down as well, and it's really, really falling apart at the seams. 9 minutes left, and not looking up.
Yeah, they have these like moments of glory on POUNDLAN, right, where it looks so good, and it looks like, you know, surely they're going to get this point. It's going so well. They get a really nice bomb by Eon up to heaven, but they have a sniper, right, and you can't deny enough players around your medic. You can't get that cap time. Top Gun has to do everything. There's just not enough pressure here. There is a sentry gun by Lupus on last hit, and Top is going to hit a headshot on Blank, so it's going to make it a little more difficult as this Uber does come in fruit free on NANDEM. We'll see what they can do. Phoenix, gets absolutely destroyed by Nakari. Absolute Chad. I hope he's playing in his suit jacket tonight. But look at this. They are just getting more and more cap time, being so annoying as Osvaldo and Kuna, but they are taken down by the side of POUNDLAN. Now they're getting back onto second here. Not really going to have much for defense.
Yeah, well, Blank is potentially the defense being the offense, bombing straight in onto 2. Not quite going to get the kill, going to get a little bit of damage onto Dummy, but not enough to deter as Dummy's supercharge coming back up again, and they're going to hope for a slightly better scenario than last time when they tried to go from second into mid, because they lost the round immediately. This time, going into through IT once more, but taking it a bit more measured, not sending in those soldiers quite so fast, and there is actually a sniper in that forward spawn to deal with. Dummy hasn't stepped into the sightline just yet, but might be stepping across it now. No, being dealt with. Tob, completely aware of the possibility, sees the door opening and closing. Very suspicious. Able to get through and Unforgiven. Actually, not far off Uber himself.
Yeah, they've seen the opportunity and they are able just to run this in second. Saw that positioning, knew they weren't quite at Uber yet, but now they do have to try to push in here. And it is NANDEM with the lead here. 7 minutes left on the game timer. Still definitely plenty of time to play with, right? Even if round timer goes down, they still have time to draw this up and then maybe take into golden cap. But, you know, really they want to get in, get an early pick, and Blank so aggressive into lobby here. Nearly gets taken down by Hoy. Actually, Tob does find something in the end here. There is a sniper of Phoenix to worry about, and Kuna just playing so aggressive in lobby, even though he's lost his soldier buddy. It's quite surprising to see the gun spam down low. Can't get taken down. Nice headshot by Phoenix onto Eon, but they're just taking things slower than I'd maybe like here.
Yeah, well, they've got themselves a spy, so it's I guess that there is still time to play. There's not obviously the greatest amount of time in the world, but they're going to try and sneak in Lupus. Currently just sat on 5, biding his time, and with Hoy going down, maybe there's quite a bit of a slowdown. Actually, Agents has gone all the way in very, very deep. Going to be getting dealt with without too much doing either way. Lupus actually has decloaked in a very awkward spot. Going to get the backstep onto Blank. That was rather awkward. Was he on default watch or something? No, he's on cloak and dagger. I don't know why he's just decloaked. Okay, he decloaked behind the barrel. Nice little sneakiness. Yeah, I'm coming through onto the gun now with one soldier down.
This is such a weird spy play, Lupus.
Oh no.
Disguised as a demo man.
Oh, the scouting though.
Yeah, no, I can't get anything. He needed to go for the sap on that gun, realistically. He was never going to get that medic inside the dispenser, but doesn't go for it in the end, and they just don't pressure 5, right? You have all that potential space 5, and they just don't go in here. They are going to pressure from NANDEM a little bit. His Agent making a lot of space, wasting a lot of ammo here on the side of POUNDLAN. Look, they just have to leave. It's so well played. Eon is in behind. This is something you have to worry about. Could get forced onto the medic here. It's just going to be annoying at the moment. Well, yeah.
Again, he dealt with completely. Blank actually hits really nice shots onto Blank as he on there gets taken down. I think there's a nice little air shot in there as well. It's going to stabilize back out. But yeah, great stuff from POUNDLAN. It was like one pick and they're able to get all the way out into second. Great protocols and yeah, great space taking as Lupus running in now into Kuna, really trying to make something work, knowing the situation in the match. 5 minutes left to play and still a round to find. And actually going to get the force out eventually. Oi going in as well and Unforgiven forcing on low HP as counter push comes in. Dummy going to use late, running with Lupus straight in into one. Can they catch Phoenix? Can they catch Unforgiven? Going in deep. The Ubercharge going to fade very, very soon, but Unforgiven all the way safe back into spawn. Lupus is running out of ammo. Pistol is out and going to have to back out of one as well. Second point probably not even going to be getting capped either, as NANDEM were able to get themselves back in, get themselves set back up again and begin the crunch. And a crunch it is straight in choke as everyone taking 1 million damage. Only Tom and Hoy left alive.
Yeah, it's just unlucky, right? I mean, the solo Uber is just not going to get anything there. I don't know if Dummy really needed to force. I would have kind of preferred them to deal with all those stragglers that are in top IT and top lobby, but maybe that call was just not made early enough that there were so many people, you know, hiding in the vents, trying to be a little bit difficult and a little bit slimy. And now we're just back on last on the side of POUNDLAN. Only 4 minutes left on this map. Really, this is the worst place in the world they could be.
Yeah, absolutely, because yeah, like I said before, NANDEM, if they really want to, they can just sit and do nothing. They can just sit, just spam angles out and just turtle up completely. But nope, they're not going to go for it. They're going to use their advantage, try and make the best of it. What's the best way to preserve a 2-1 lead? It's to make it a 3-1 lead as they march all the way in. Blank and Agent jumping towards that spawn door, keeping everyone locked out. But actually, the locked door wasn't done that tightly. It's been picked open, as the spawners managed to burst their way back in, and those 2 soldiers going down is actually going to pose a bit of a problem. The rest of the blue combo trying to get back out. Hoy going to go in, try and do some damage, and big shot from the Kari as well into Osvaldo, and actually going to catch the kill into Unforgiven. Okay, but never mind. The back cap comes through. Kuna going through. Eon not able to deal with it on last, and it's a good job for NANDEM that back cap comes through, because otherwise they were in trouble.
I was gonna say that's so sad, man. That they played that so well, and the Kari was just hitting the pipes. There was a bull hit onto Unforgiven. He was dying either way, by the way. But Hoy hits the nice long range rockets as well. But that just makes it 3-1 here for NANDEM, and now with only 3 minutes on the clock, we're back into good old garbage time.
Yeah, absolutely. And garbage time, you lose demo and soldier instantly. Might be losing even more as well, as Agent goes in behind, gets a lot of damage onto Dubby, but not going to manage it. And yeah, absolutely. 2 minutes 30 on this clock. Not enough time. Barely time for 1 round, never mind 2. And yeah, NANDEM again, like, I've got to say, this felt a lot less comfortable than Snakewater, right? Like, they did push back a lot. They were really struggling. It wasn't like Snakewater, you know, on Snakewater, they just sat on last for ages and just took their time or whatever. This time, they've really been getting pushed.
Yeah, they've definitely made it a closer game, and they've shown, you know, they probably deserve to be in this LAN, and I do expect them to be in the end. While they may not win this game, they should be victorious in that group stage. They've probably looked like the second strongest team, yeah, in this bracket for sure, and maybe in the entire thing, even potentially overall. But look at this, just so messy now.
It's a typical
There's
garbage
just
time,
nothing
right?
to say, is there?
Everyone dies. Everyone just runs it. It's like a DM server, isn't it? Just everyone just runs around, kills each other, shoots each other, and yeah, it's very mad, very chaotic. But yeah, there's nothing much to say about the gameplay. Like, this could finish 4-1, could finish 3-2. It's not going to golden cap, and that's what matters. So yeah, I'm sure that NANDEM are very happy. They're the second team, I believe, to have secured their position to land through the qualifiers. I believe George managed it over the weekend at some point. They won all 3 of the games in their group, so we'll be joining them.
It's a good group already, right? This is going to be such a good LAN. I mean, as I was saying at the very start of this stream, already I think we have 9 Prem teams signed up, and you know, it's looking like we have some really good quality teams. That George roster is going to be, you know, made up of primarily Prem players. Did have some close games against Bloking Hazard the other day, though, so another team you definitely got to watch out for during this. I think they should be having their games coming up sometime this week or on the weekend, whenever the games are getting played. but can definitely be beaten. But I think we're going to have some real close ones. So if anyone is looking forward to some LAN games, I think that is the last weekend of February, the 22nd till the 24th. If my dates do oh, correct, we'll go with that.
Yeah, it might be 23rd, 25th. I can't quite remember. But yeah, anyway, the weekend it's got the 23rd in February. But yeah, honestly, like we were talking about, like sort of the teams being second and such. Like this, like Retrostars group, like has potential to be amazing. Like the games in it, like I imagine it'd be still like closely matched, and they'll be like, I feel like yeah, any of them really have a good chance of getting through. So I believe we might try and cover a couple of games in that as well, depending on what the schedule is looking like for it. But yeah, like we say, the end is not here for Poundland. They've got another chance, but I think we are going to be scooting rather quickly over to the next game, moving from Group 1 into Group 3, where we've got TCM against Potop coming up.
Wow, you went for the name.
Well, yeah, it's I went for it. Yeah, I put it in Google Translate, got it to speak it to you a few times. I don't know. It's not a bad learning. Because I did the POLAND broadcast last year for the for like the playoffs on TF2, and like there was and I will admit I was slightly looking through the teams as the bracket was going through, and I'm like, I really hope these teams don't get to the final. And I was saved of like the hardest looking ones to pronounce, but yeah, we've got some logs. And actually, yeah, I know we brought Lupus's name up quite a lot in those logs in the game, right? Lupus actually top DMing the server on 349 DPM on Scout. What a monster!
That is impressive. I mean, you can't really say too much bad stuff when the man is going that crazy 7-3 on Sniper as well. But obviously, his Scout game looking pretty solid overall as well. But yeah, they tried to make it close. Unfortunately, wasn't to be. Eon having another reasonably good game on Soldier though. I've got to give a shout out to him. He's on like 60-70 ping. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see that man on LAN. Should be an absolute monster. But that may not happen. The dream may not come true, as NANDEM are your winners of this match. They are going straight through to join George in the poLAND.tf LAN. But I won't keep you for much longer, because I'm sure there is another game coming up, and it is going to be Ben joined by a beta. So I will be saying my farewells and my goodbyes.
Yeah, we'll try to do some sort of seamless transition, but it's been good. Thank you for stepping in, and yeah, we'll do this double bill of games. Obviously, it's been a bit of a mad dash getting these games sorted out for the end of the qualifiers. But we'll should LBT can come in. There's no point taking this back. We'll sort it out. But yeah, thanks for being here, and we'll get on with the Group 3 game.